usual, things happened, technical issues. So welcome back, everybody, and also welcome back, Matthias.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Yasu. And yeah, excuse me for last week. I have been kept in a hospital last Tuesday, and I'm happy to be back on the show today. All good now.
So for those of you who are here for the first time, I'm Yasi, who is the Create Fast Track podcast, and also it's a content platform for you to increase your personal wealth, for you to be more successful with your entrepreneurs, with your company, and also for you to progress faster with your career. So I bring experts from different domains come to my podcast or YouTube like this, share their experiences with you, so you can launch your life on the fast track. And Matthias, he is with me always on Fast Track Money weekly live session on YouTube. So we are going to talk about everything money mindset, money habits, and investment. So to help you to understand how to manage your personal finance and grow wealth. And Matthias is also the author behind Financial Imagineer. It's a blog to help people imagine near their life. Did I explain it correctly?
Yes, so the Imagineer is like somebody that makes their dreams come true. So it's like engineer your dreams. Imagine something and then work on make it happen.
Great.
Yeah.
And today we are going to talk about, again, it's about money mindset, but from a different angle. It's how financial upbringings shaped our money mindset. And Matthias and I, we come from very different background, as you can see how we look like, and also with our accent. So it's going to be very interesting that how that we exchange our like personal stories or money mindset from our own cultures and families with you. So maybe some of you can resonate with us. So would you like to start?
Sure. So I think we are like humans. They are part. Your body is like the hardware, and your brain, your upbringing, and whatever is going on with your experience, it's like your software. And there's a lot of things printed into your software that is maybe not really, how to say, you don't really know about it. It's something that could be cultural, something that has to do with your upbringing and your family, or later on in life it has to do with your experiences, your friends, the people you spend time with, and so on. So the whole thing is yeah, it's a let me see. I hope you guys can hear me. The problem is maybe this microphone is not good
Now it's
enough.
better. Now
It's
it's
better.
better.
Okay, so
Yeah.
excuse me, I will spoil now this picture with this one so I can talk better. And anyhow, so the thing is, your life is like an accumulation of experiences and relationships that you make with people, and then in the end, this will become you, and this will change all the time, right? And now today, what we want to talk about is how your financial upbringing shaped your money mindset. So for some people, that might be very interesting because of different factors. There could be certain things you are not even aware of. And maybe today we can help you to figure out why there could be something that you probably might want to change, or maybe something that is very good and you want to give it onwards to your next generation, to your kids, and so on, or in general, everything linked to that. And also happy if you have any questions. We have a chat. Please feel free to drop questions. This is a live session for a reason. So we want to, if you have questions, we are here to help.
Yes. And so since you have already been on my podcast twice talking about your personal money mindset, money philosophy, also you brought up some stories about how you learned all this from your dad. So at what age you started to learn the concept of money from your dad?
I think the very first big impact was when we went shopping one day, and then I saw in the shop how all the things ended up in a shopping cart, and then we went to the cashier, and then I saw, oh, there's this magic thing, this money thing that has to be hand over to the cashier, and then the things really belong to us. I was maybe 4 or 5 years old, and it really caught my attention. So I wanted to figure out, where does money come from. Back in the 1980s, in the early 1980s, the ATM wouldn't just give to you, let's say you withdraw $1,000, it wouldn't just give you 10 times 100. The bills will come one after another, slowly. And then I had the feeling, for whatever reason, that money is coming out of the wall, right? Logical for like a little kid. So I said, okay, Dad, the next one is mine. Okay, can I help you to get the next one? And then I felt, this is now my $100 bill. And then later he explained to me that actually this is just money that he put into the bank before, and now I can take it out, and it was being kept safe for a lot of reasons, from burglars and bad guys and so on. And then I started to think even deeper. Like I had to understand, you have to work for it. You can get it by letting go of things, and so on. And I think it was very good that my dad was always there to talk about it, right? So when I had questions, he helped me to understand it. And later on, I think it was just interesting to figure out how you can earn money and how you can grow money and so on. It all started very early in my case, luckily.
Hmm. That's interesting because when I was a kid, I never really spent time thinking about it.
Okay.
I was just thinking, okay, I get this pocket money from my parents, and then when I need more, I just ask them for it. Sometimes when they offer me to give me some pocket money, and I say, oh, I still have some, I don't need more. I was this kind of kid, but I never really spent time to thinking about like more on this topic.
Mm.
And then how did you develop the whole, like, say, adult attitude towards money, or how
Well,
you manage it?
I think there was another key moment. It was when I was like 13 years old, and I was a Nintendo fanatic. I played a lot of video games, and the video game screen back in the days was the TV screen of the parents, right? So uh, you couldn't have it unlimited. So people wanted to watch other things, and you had to plan for when is the good time to play your game. So I decided when I was 13, I want to have my own TV for that reason. And my mom immediately said, no, 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 you cannot have a TV. But my dad, the cool thing there was, he actually understood this is something that is very, very much linked to my heart. And he tried to put this motivation into energy. And he taught me, okay, when you kind of do this, you can actually earn money. So he showed me that there are some jobs, some side hustles, so to say, that you can do. And that's how I became a newspaper boy. So I went to distribute newspapers in the neighborhood. It was bloody hard. I could do it from the age of 14. It didn't matter whether it was snowing, raining, or super hot weather. I had to distribute 400 newspapers like 2 times a week. And in Switzerland back then, you got about 500 francs, $500 for doing that job every month. So the pocket money was tremendous. And of course, I was super motivated. And after 3 months, I had enough money together to buy a huge 16 to 9. That was not a flat screen back then. That was a very, very deep screen, but one of the first of these 16 to 9 screens. And I was so proud. I went to the shop, and yeah, I just bought it.
How old were you again?
I was 13.
Okay.
14 when I bought. Oh, Sandra is asking, how about my kids? Are they already working for money? Um, Actually, we give them sometimes opportunities. We go to flea markets for my kids. So they have to learn how to let go of some toys, how to clean up their rooms, and do things like that. So they understand that the old toys, they have a value. if they bring it to the right place, and then they can sell it, so they can learn to talk and negotiate, because some people will come and say, I take it, but give a discount to me, and so on. And my kids, they also learned how to sell certain things sometimes at events, which unfortunately the last year was not possible. And other than that, I teach my kids how to save, and we have a concept. It's called Papa Bank. So they have to give money into the safety of my hands, and they cannot touch it. But in return, they get interest every month. So let's say the kid gives me 100 francs. I give them 1 franc every week. So now, when you do the math, I'm sorry, it's not open for people outside of my family. I would be bankrupt if I would offer that or extend that offer. But for my kids, it's tremendous, because the money is always there. So if, let's say, we go to a shop and they wanna buy something, they can ask me, hey, I wanna have my money from Papa Bank. I have enough. And then the interesting thing with two kids is, if one kid buys something and the other kid does not, the next weekend, one kid will get more interest than the other one. And then they will say, this is not fair. And I say, well, you have your toy. This is fair. And then it's like a competition between them sometimes, who can save more now.
Oh, that's very interesting because they really see and compare to their siblings that if you spend on something, is the toy worth it? The interest that you are forgo in 1 or 2 or 3 weeks time, maybe
Correct.
not. Yeah.
Yes. So like a 30, 40 buck fluffy toy costs them 30, 40 cents every week forever.
Forever. Yes.
And then, but I'm a little bit bad in that, so I will really explain it to them. Yeah, this fluffy toy cost you now this much forever. And then they will look at it. So next time we are in the shop, I will tell you this first, and you can think again. And my
Yeah.
son, actually, he even went below zero once, so he had to pay me. And he was very lucky, because one of his cousins bailed him out. So he was
Okay.
below zero, and my nephew, the cousin of Maxi, he couldn't take it anymore, and he gave back the money, because they bought something they enjoyed together.
Okay.
That was quite a nice lesson as well. So he brought him back to zero.
That's a very interesting story. I remember I remember I wrote this article on your blog about the money mindset, like cultural money mindset.
Oh yes. Hmm.
Yeah. And it's like it's never been part of this like Asian, at least Chinese family money mindset that you spend money. It's always about save first.
Hmm.
So the American way of spending on credits, it was just unimaginable. I mean, back then. Nowadays, with social media, with easy credits, the younger generations they're spending on credits,
Yeah.
but still, I think the savings part is very big in that part of the culture. And do you think in Switzerland or in Europe, people also emphasize a lot on saving, or not so much?
I believe it strongly depends on the family, and I also believe on one thing, that is how much is money being made visible in your family. I mean, what has changed a lot since back in the days when we were kids. Nowadays, money is something more intangible. So that means you don't have a lot of cash in your wallet. You have more credit cards. It's something that you don't really see that easy. So when you go to the shop, you don't really see money. It's usually now, especially during COVID times, you see just a credit card. You hear a beep, and then you don't even know how much money changed here. For the kids, it's not so easy to learn things that you don't see. And if you don't see it, it becomes very clear. Simply, oh yeah, we go to the shop, and then it beep, and then I have a new thing, right? So I think nowadays, maybe also here, it's not so much made a topic anymore, the saving part. I think also because interest rates are super low. You should have seen my son when we went to we went to the real bank. I call it the real bank, because once in a while he has too much money in the Papa bank, and then I try to motivate him to change it into some. They call it a topsy or something, like the kids will get something when they bring money into their saving account. And my son actually went to the counter, and he asked, "So how much interest do you give to me? My papa gave me, this 100. I get 1 franc per week. How much do you give to me?" And then she was like, "Why you give that much?" She looked bad, I tell you. She really looked bad. And my son looked back at me. Why again do I have to give money to her now?
No
And
interest.
no interest. So I said, then yeah, well, the next lesson will be investments, right? But
Yeah.
this is something I like to do it inside the family, that to show them also, like, if you are a kid and you have 1% per year, for a kid, 1 year is super long, and then at the end of the year you see $1 interest credited. I mean, that does not work so easily, right? That's why I do it every week. And I try to do that maybe different from other people. So I feel in Switzerland it's not so much made a topic in families. In Taiwan, in Asia, so I think there the Hongbao thing and so on. Back then, I think we had the bank account books that you go to the ATM to update,
Yeah.
right? You
Yeah.
put it in, and then you see the new balance. And then sometimes in Singapore, for instance, the interest is credited every month on your account.
Hmm.
So you have a new balance there. So it's more regular than yearly, like here.
Yeah. Actually, talking about hongbao, I want to say that, when I was a kid, I never get to keep my hongbao, so I never really see, I never really
Fair.
see the value of it. Like I receive it
Uh-huh.
from families, and then it's like extra money. They call it like 压岁钱, like for you for the end of the year, so you can
Yeah.
accumulate it as a kid. It might be nice, but I've never got to keep it. It's always you are educated in a way that, okay, you have to pass money to your parents. They keep it for you, but
Mm.
they're not keeping it for me. It's just that's the thing. So as
That's
a
a
kid,
good
I
point.
I,
That's
I
a
never
good point.
learned, the value of money. I just know that, okay, we need to save. I don't need to have debt. I need to, work hard to earn money. But
Yeah.
I never learned the concept of saving and
Mm.
compound and investing. So I guess one of the money mindset I want to highlight to maybe a lot of people who share the same, financial upbringing, to have this in their mind, is that they might think investing is very scary, and getting rich is an overnight thing. You have to be lucky, like invest in something that one day from another, and then the stock market went up, or I don't know, lottery or Bitcoin with some business. Or if you want to start a business yourself, it's very risky, and then it's for people who have a lot of money, like family wise, have a lot of money for you to burn and learn, or the family already has a family business. So absolutely, it's everything is on the contrary to what the right money mindset should be.
Mm.
Is like knowing what's your risk level and then invest reasonably. And as you mentioned, that by working with so many millionaires, most of them started their own business, right?
Sooner or later, eventually,
Yeah.
yes. I think it also plays into what you just said with lottery and so on. So if you never manage money, or you never manage to hold on to more money, and suddenly all of a sudden you get a millionaire kind of rich because of the lottery overnight, most often these people will not be the ones who will be able to keep it
Keep.
for very
Yeah.
long. They will find ways to spend it into
Yeah.
various things, right? And after very little time, the money will be all gone, and then a lot of people end up depressed. And so it's a lot of drama going on in that space. But if you actually see the people who have a healthy mindset towards money, they're the ones who learned it from the scratch, I would say, and then probably have to take baby steps. They say, like, if you cannot take care of 1 million if you don't know how to take care of 500,000. You don't know how to take care of 500,000 if you never managed to have 100,000, and so on. And you go down until you have to learn as a kid to manage $10, then maybe $50, then $100. Slowly these amounts have to go up, and then you have to actually give this opportunity to your kids. If you have kids, you have to let them make mistakes. And now I come to the conclusion of that. It is much cheaper for your kid to make a mistake with $100 than with 1,000 or 1,000,000, right?
Yeah.
So let them learn early and let them make mistakes. Helping them to avoid mistakes does not help. So actually the great thing, like I let my son go below zero on my Baba bank account because I wanted him to feel how it is if you have to pay interest to someone else, right? So that's, you can say it's intentional. And if he will ever offer me the chance, I will bloody do it again. So and then I will be very strict, and I will try to collect interest from him and show him that it's his own mistake, because things like this he will not forget. And when by the time he will be he's 9 years old now, and by the time he's maybe 18 and he can have a credit card and he goes around beep 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 beep, he will know there will be money involved that he probably has to pay back, right? But if
Yeah.
you don't learn it with your $100, then yeah, then you learn it with your 5,000 credit card limit or your $20,000 credit card limit when you're 18 or 20.
That's true. I guess for kids nowadays, they get the opportunity to learn, personal finance, all this knowledge, either from the parents or from programs or schools that is designed for children's. But also as adults, if we grow up with certain kind of financial upbringing, certain kind of like a mindset, money mindset that we are not even aware of it. For adults, people, if you don't learn it actively, intentionally, you will have certain fixed mindset that you are not even aware that it's not right.
Correct, correct. I mean, certain things are very cultural. I mean, in Switzerland, probably it's very usual to hire some people to clean your house, and I mean, there's a lot of things that are because everyone around you is doing it. But that's why you don't question it sometimes, or you don't stop and say, "Hey, does this also apply to me?" You just do what everyone else is doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. One,
Okay.
one of the things I like to highlight is, I think we talked about this before. One of the money mindset is, oh, everybody spent 1/3 of their salary on rent or on housing, and it's absolutely normal. I'm doing it correct.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, compared to 50%, of course, it's reasonable, less than 1/3.
Hmm.
But is it necessary if you make, let's say, a lot of income every month? Is it really necessary to put 1/3 and to keep upgrading? Maybe it's not. Maybe just put some money in the investment and grow for your financial future. I think this one, this one, I had this kind of way of thinking for like 10 years when I was renting in Singapore and other countries.
Yeah, these are some kind of rules of thumb. And then people, when they start to earn more, the first thing is usually, oh, I get a salary raise. I can afford a bigger apartment now. And then, boom, the money goes out again, right? But instead, if you can just delay your gratification, that means delay the spending, you can actually save the difference and invest it, and then maybe you delay it for 5 years, and then you can go up, and then you actually increase the investment part that you can put aside every
And
month.
where did you learn this delayed gratification? Where did you have this mindset?
Okay, good question. I think for me it was something that I learned probably as a newspaper boy. So after I bought my TV, I was on a high. I was on cloud nine. I was super happy. I was proud. But then after a while, I look at this big furniture in my room and I think, oh my gosh, this thing cost me 3 months of my life, right? And when I thought about it like that, and my account was empty again, I thought I may have to change something there. I think it started there because later, whenever I earned money, I didn't really just splurge it anymore. So shortly after that, I started investing. When I was 16, I had my first investment account, and I was learning about shares and how to put money to work for you. That was about 2 years after that. And then another 2, 3 years later, I had my first fund saving account where you put money into mutual funds every month. And that turned out even better again.
Oh, so that's if you do not spend money to you reward you started investing, then actually the reward is much bigger in another
Yeah.
sense.
Yes, yes, yes. In a way, it was maybe it was also some books I read. I read Poor Dad, Rich Dad around that time, and another book from Germany, from Bodo Schäfer. And these people, the big thing they say is, okay, you get paid. What do you do with the money? What do you pay first? And the big thing is pay yourself first. And pay yourself first does not mean, oh, I got the money, I go buy my new Nike shoes, I go buy.
That was my first understanding. Pay yourself first. You go shopping, you earned it.
No, you have to put it away for you, for your future self, right? And you put it and lock it away and let it work for you. And that's when I started to say, okay, yeah, this is now the thing I put aside. And the rest, I can still do things with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit more on the thing you mentioned, that if you learn how to manage $10, you would know how to manage 100, 1,000, 100,000, and 1 million. I often experience, like, I was in a situation, even when I was in Singapore before, if I spend on something on 50, which I do not have to spend on it, or like buy a drink for 20 Sing dollars, like the drinks in Singapore,
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah,
I don't need, right? Maybe I can buy one drink, but I don't need to buy like a second, a third, a fourth. It's just like really just, I don't know for what, because everybody is doing their, so you do that. I was just thinking, oh, it's just $20. Oh, it's just 50. Ah, it's just like 40. To me, it's like all this small amount, but if something comes to 10,000, 20,000, maybe I need to think about it. Is it worth it? But now I think, like, even the way how you treat $10, if you waste it or not wasting it, reflect on the ability you can treat 10,000 or 20,000.
yes.
But many people I talk to, sometimes they'll say, oh, it's just $20, or it's just $50. It's the just. The just, like the small amount, and it does not matter.
This is again the difference between rich and wealthy, right? Rich is it should be a similar concept, but rich is you show that you have money and you use it and you spend it, and wealthy is you try to keep it aside and let it work for you. And some people have a feeling that all the rich people do is they have expensive cars, they live in expensive houses, they do expensive things all day long. But then you have a book like The Millionaire Next Door that shows you the average millionaire drives a Toyota, lives in a middle class neighborhood, and people don't even know that that guy is wealthy or something like that, right? So
Are you describing yourself?
no. Well, I fit the bill maybe, right? But it's a little bit like that, right? And then you have the people who are so desperate to appear rich, and they will maybe lease an expensive car. They will go out and eat in the best restaurants. They will travel business class, go to live in five-star hotels. But when they come back at the end of the month, their money is gone, their account is back to zero, and they have probably credit card debt.
But this
So,
is so true.
yeah,
Not just touch on this millionaire mindset, but this is so true also cultural wise. Nowadays, I don't know, like
yes,
in
Sandra, Toyota.
I would say in some markets, like say in China, people are really influenced by social media, and they really buy expensive stuff. The luxury brands and shining object.
Shiny object syndrome. Yeah.
Yes, 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 to impress others, but
Yes.
maybe not even aware of that. People just do it. People just spend 1,000 on a coat, and they think it's normal because everybody is doing that, and they think it's normal. So, not just financial upbringing, I would also want to say the financial upbringing and also the cultural influence how you grow up, then also shape people like spend or save or invest certain ways.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my parents, sometimes we also when we were kids, sometimes we did not go to a restaurant, even maybe we could afford it, or when we went to the restaurant, we still kind of distinguished whether it's a celebration event. When, let's say, we go celebrate somebody's birthday, you are allowed to have a dessert. If you just go somewhere to have a meal, we do not look at the dessert list, at the dessert card, right? So it's like small things, even you could afford it. It's something you can differentiate, and
Hmm.
yeah, it's part of the DNA eventually, and so that's why I think it's very crucial, like to understand what shaped your own money mindset. Where does it come from? The way you operate, the software behind it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So really, it's about awareness. Like be aware of why you treat money certain ways, why you think you should spend that much money is normal, why this is normal, right? Why
Hmm.
just start to question your behaviors, and then slowly maybe the audience or some of you will realize that yeah, maybe you don't have to go for the bigger house as everybody does, or go for the more expensive card as everybody buys. So just start to think about what's important for you and how you can use money more smartly. I myself, I also changed from my, the other side of the financial upbringing compared to Matthias, and also went through the journey and I feel much better with how I deal with money and use it as a tool instead of working for it. Now the money is
Yeah,
working
let
for
it
me.
work for you. Let it work
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
So, if any of the audience is new here, so if you want to learn more about how to manage your money and also want to challenge your money mindset and reset it to help you grow a healthier financial future, we have developed a course called Fast Track Money. It's really designed to help young professionals to really, it's about mindset change and also giving you the tools and knowledge to help you grow your wealth and make money for you. So you will have a system that works for you on the long-term basis.
Correct. Yes. You can sign up for the course on Yas's website, right? And you can also find it on my website under courses. And the first course will be very exclusive. It will be actually live. So we will be. It's not like you pay and then you have a video webinar kind of setup that is all recorded. The two of us will be there live throughout all the sessions, and there's open Q&A all the time. We have some tools like Excel lists where you can fill in your numbers and you can calculate your own situation. You can actually project how your life will be 10 years, 20 years, 30 years later from now. And I think it's quite comprehensive. It's a beginner course for people who probably didn't spend too much time before to think about money. And I'm very confident to say we put something together that can help people to make much more with their money for their lives.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's going to be really, really helpful. I'm very confident. So, oh yes, we have one student here.
I have already enrolled. Awesome. Looking forward to
Awesome.
meet you in the course.
Great. Yeah, I'm sure like you will benefit a lot from it. It's not just about, teaching you how to invest, but also teaching you the right money mindset. It's a life skill that you learn and then that will be with you for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
So let's bring into the end of our today's live session. I hope you enjoy it. And please check out all the links in the description, in the show notes. You will find the money course links. You will find Matthias Financial Imagineer website. You will find Fast Track podcast. We have also podcasts coming out every Tuesday, as well as new blog articles. So everything is to help you to, be more, how to say, successful in your life, live a more fulfilling life.
Mm.
I think that's our objective.
Wealthy and to be rich. Yes. The crazy rich Asians, huh, Sandra?
All
Cool.
right. Thank you
Thank you so
so
much.
much for those who are here with us today. And we look forward to have you and chat with you in the next sessions.
Yeah. What topic do we talk about next session? Let's quickly have a look. Next session, we will be talking about rich versus wealthy. So that's actually it's like the next session of it's logically built through, huh? What is rich? What is wealthy?
Okay, let's end it here. Then see you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.